Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite weekly episodic video podcast, Basement Birds, featuring me. I'm Logan. Hey, hi, how you doing? And Reed.
Hello.
Reed's here too.
Okay,
Hello.
don't make it sound like I'm an afterthought. Jeez, man. Oh, Reed decided to show up this week.
Yeah, he's here.
I am here.
In person.
This week, too, I come bearing good news.
Okay,
Oh. You'll appreciate this one, okay? Next Thursday, I am getting new internet.
Oh, hot
Yeah.
dog.
That will be a lot faster. And
a different
better
company?
for me. Yeah. Different company. Yeah. Xfinity is in the area, so Xfinity is coming to Reed's apartment for attempt number 2 to install it. I don't know if I ever told you about the first time.
You did.
You remember
I
that?
don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know if you told the listening audience though.
Should I
But
briefly tell the story?
let's have a brief,
Okay,
high
so
level overview.
This was probably like a year and a half ago at this point, I think.
About I'd say so.
Xfinity just came to our area, and I wanted to switch from my current provider, who I will not name. And I wanted to switch from them, so I got Xfinity all set up, get the order thing online, yada yada, that whole process. Got the install scheduled, and this was maybe like, I don't know, like a month and a half after it became available in our area, and like my address was fine. That was no big deal. So the guy gets here for the install, and he's like, "Well, good news, the router is working, and the bad news, I can't complete the install today because they have ran the line to the building, essentially. So there is internet coming to my apartment building, but there is a box that needs to be installed to send that signal to all of the units in the building, and that had not been installed yet." So they couldn't complete the install, so I stuck with my regular provider, and it kind of like wasn't something that I was too like hung up on doing at the time, so it wasn't something that I was like aggressively being like, oh, I gotta get Xfinity figured out, and it kind of fell by the wayside for a bit until I remembered, thanks to my brother who told me how he had to call his internet provider and get a better rate for the next year, that I should look into this again. So they're scheduled for Thursday, so hopefully I can beat Logan with the upload speed after the episodes are done. That could
I don't
be
know,
fun.
man.
I don't know.
I'm at 9. I'm sitting at a solid 97 as we
I'm at
record.
72. What speed do you have for your internet?
Gigabit.
Okay. I'm going to
Gigabit.
500. So that will be a nice upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it'll be significantly faster. So that's good. That's good.
yeah, fun
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
At Reed's apartment. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Fingers crossed that it works this time, but you never know.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
I get that 100%. But today on the show, what we actually want to talk about is we're debuting a brand new segment.
Mm-hmm.
We've debuted a couple of segments. The book segment that kind of I ran out of
we
books
gotta bring
relatively
that back.
quickly.
You have so many books in that house. You can
I
find some other
do,
ones.
but there's not a lot of like weird titled books, and that was
I
kind
have
of the
a
whole
weird
point.
title book. I think we've
Yeah,
talked
well,
about it, though.
Yeah, we have. Is it the hot dog one?
It is a hot dog one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I tried.
So I wanted to debut a new segment. Recently, over the weekend, I went back to my parents' house, and a lot of my stuff, for some reason, is still there, right? And so I was boxing up various things, and that prompted me to remember that I have a lot of weird stuff, like just strange oddities. I have a lot of weird hobbies. I'm into juggling, unicycling, you name it, I'm into it.
Yeah.
And so I thought I could bring on some of these oddities. Nothing too weird, but like just some of the stranger items that I have, and I want to have you guess on what this item is. Okay, and so we're gonna call this segment Logan's Loot Box. Logan's Loot Box is what
I
we're
like
calling
that
it.
name.
I'm all about the alliteration. I know you are too, so that's why I was
do like a
boom,
good alliteration. Yeah, that's a pretty
alliteration.
It's a pretty lit alliteration, if I do say so myself.
Ha ha.
That was bad.
But no, so I've got my first item here for Logan's Loot Box here.
Is this items or item?
This is item singular per
Okay.
show or per segment.
Okay,
It will be one item.
Per episode, per show, per segment, yes.
Yes. And so This first item I've had for quite some time. I believe they sell them at toy stores. I think that's where I got one of these ones. Just to give you a little bit of background here.
Ooh, can I have a suggestion for the segment? Can I guess the item before you show it to me, just based on your description?
No, because I'm not going to give you much more than where I got it at.
Well, that's fine.
So,
Okay, I'm going to try anyway, okay? I'm going to say that it's a Slinky.
no. It's
All right,
close.
well-
You're close, I guess.
okay,
kind of.
okay.
You're close.
Okay.
All right, I know this is a non-visual, audio-only medium, but you're gonna have to bear with me here. As I show it, I will describe it for the people who are just listening to the audio version.
We have video on both platforms, though.
Yes,
but you
but
may be
sometimes
driving,
people
so-
may be
yeah.
driving, so
If you're
we don't want you
driving-
to look away from the phone.
Yes. Say it. Yeah, keep your attention on the road, please. Yeah.
So here we go. Here's item number 1.
All right.
I'm going to hold it up now. What it is it appears to be a series of metal rings.
Yeah, thin metal rings.
Thin metal rings that are all kind of compiled into a pile here. And they're compiled into a pile. Yeah, I just said that out loud.
That was good. That was good.
Compiled
Okay.
into a pile.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's about maybe a 4 or 5 inch diameter, maybe a 6 inch diameter of the ring.
I have no idea. I need a banana for scale.
Right. So here's my iPhone 13 for
Okay.
scale.
Okay, got it.
iPhone 13 for scale here.
Okay, yeah. How many rings would you say there are?
I don't know the
Like
exact
10?
amount. Probably closer to 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. 13 to be
13.
exact.
Okay. Baker's dozen. Okay.
But the fun part of this is not just that they're metal rings. Obviously, it's got to do a little bit more
Yeah.
than just have metal rings. Okay, so I want you to watch this. Here we go. You ready?
Okay, yep, I'm watching. Oh.
So it
they're all like
opens up here,
interwoven with one another.
and they're all interwoven
Kind of.
with one another. So
You know what it
my
looks like?
question is, what do you do with this? Because it has a function, other than just looking pretty cool.
So
it go ahead.
I don't know the answer to this, but it reminds me. My mom has a pumpkin ornament that kind of looks like that, where it's like it's like small rings and like there's just a little stem coming out the top. It looks like a pumpkin.
Right.
Okay.
So-
what do you do with that? Do you know the answer to what you do with it?
Oh yes.
Okay. I didn't know if that was rhetorical or not.
No, I will demonstrate after
don't
you
know.
make your official guess.
So it's not like a tool. Is it like an entertainment thing? Like it's a toy?
I mean, I got it at the toy store. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Because my first thought went to like something in like in the kitchen for like mixing stuff together. It looks like a large whisk. It
No.
could be used for that. It probably could make a good one of those.
That's not a bad guess. Not a bad
Okay.
guess at all.
And the way it collapses would be easier to clean than a regular whisk. Okay.
Right.
I don't know. You spin it around? Can it spin? Not really.
I mean, spin.
Does it bounce like a ball?
It does not. It does
Okay.
not.
I have no idea. Then I'm out of ideas.
Okay. So this is called the flow ring. And what you do is you take it and you put it on your hand like this,
Okay.
and it rides up and down on your hands. So it's probably hard. It's probably hard for you to tell, like through the lower quality video.
No,
But it kind
it's
of
moving
spirals
pretty well.
around
Yeah,
your
yeah.
arms, right?
Huh.
And so they have like ropes you can put it on, and so you can kind of, it kind of just has a nice little like effect as it like as
Yeah.
it spirals around your hand and your body, and then you can like connect with another person, like hold hands and transfer from one arm to the next
Keep
arm.
going. This looks like something that your grandparents pull out of the basement and we're like, this is what we did before there was television.
Pretty much. So it's basically it's sometimes referred to as the wrist slinky. So Your guess of a slinky was actually
Oh
not that far
wow!
off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could see, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. There's similarities to
So,
them. I'm
so we
pretty
can
sure.
put this.
I gotta look this up. I'm pretty sure the slinky was invented in the town that I live in right now.
Altoona?
No. Oh no. It was the company was moved here and then it grew. But it was created, I believe, in Philadelphia.
I see.
So
I
Pennsylvania,
guess
so
that's
close
not
enough.
even the town. Never mind. But yeah, I don't know. The Slinky is cool. But this, the first time I saw this, I was like, immediately, I need to have this. Like, this is the coolest thing
Yeah, it's not
ever.
bad.
And you could throw it. It's cool. I mean, it's fun to just kind of. It's like a fun fidget, that you could just kind of play with it.
That's a good way to put it. I can absolutely see that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought this was a good first item, I think, for Logan's
That
loot
was.
box.
Yeah.
A mysterious
I can
item.
respect that. A mysterious
I
item.
don't
That
know.
was good.
I mean, we may have to adjust the segment as time goes on, depending on. I mean, I'm sure some of the items will be pretty obvious what they are. It's more so just a chance for me to get to show off all my cool stuff. So
There you go.
that's kind of the
That's
whole
fair.
point of the segment. But,
Yeah.
I think we're off to a hot start here with the Flow wrist slinky.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Better than I was expecting, honestly, which is good. I like it.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. You just have a lot of like weird stuff in that house. I feel like you could find anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll have many fun segments with Logan's
absolutely.
loot box
Absolutely.
with some random things that I have just lying around.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I want to talk about is not random stuff from around my apartment, but it is something that you and I are both interested in, and that is golf.
Golf.
Yes, golf. And there is a new league, you can call it. I guess it's a league. That's what the L in it stands for.
Yes.
TGL that has started up. They're in week 3. And I think it's really cool. I want to get your thoughts on it. Essentially what there is, for if you aren't aware of it, there's 6 teams, and it's 3 versus 3 team-style golf, but it's played on a simulator. And there's some fun catches. The screen that you hit into is 64 feet by 53 feet.
Which is ginormous.
Which is
that,
huge. Normal sim
I believe
screen.
it's 22 times the size of a normal simulator screen. So,
Yeah, normal sim screen, probably 8 feet tall, 10 feet wide.
Yep.
Something around there.
So they literally they compared it. It's 22 times the size
It's huge.
of your average personal simulator. So it's like hitting into an IMAX movie screen. It's absolutely
Practically,
ginormous.
yeah. It's really cool too because I really like how when you hit from the hitting areas aren't mats, those are just it's real grass. That's super cool. Or if you're in the rough on the or in the sand, you hit out of sand or thicker grass. That's neat. I think my favorite part about this though is the green, which I think is sick. They have this thing. They say it's 41 yards wide. The thing rotates 360 degrees. It can undulate, so it can change the pitch.
What was that word? What was
undulate.
that word?
Undulate.
Can you spell that for me?
I have no idea how to spell undulate.
Undulate? Can I get a dictionary definition of that, please?
Undulate?
Word of the day? Undulate.
Undulate.
Basement Bird's word of the day. Undulate. Write that down. Write it down!
Isn't it
Write
undulate?
that down! What?
Am I using this word wrong? I thought it was undulate.
Dude, I don't know what you're undulating and what you're not, but undulate.
Undulating. Yeah. Undulating ground. Undulating terrain.
Are animals,
Having
apparently.
a shape like a wave or moving up and down like it's a wave. The land is gently undulating. So it can adjust the height of certain areas and stuff. There's pistons and stuff, hydraulics and stuff underneath it. But it's cool because then they have it's within 50 yards and they have the lights that shine down from the ceiling to show you where to put your ball because it somehow figures that out. I don't really know how that works.
Well, I mean, I think it's important to say this whole facility is custom, totally custom built just for this task,
Yes.
right? And so they
Yeah.
have cranes to be able to pull in and out the live grass they grow out in the
Yeah,
back.
that's cool to watch.
That is cool. This green is they built custom golf courses inside these simulators to use this green shape because the shape of the green doesn't change. The lie of the green does. So it goes up and down and can rotate.
Yeah.
So every hole it will undulate and turn. So
Yeah.
it's like you're looking forward at the hole, and
I
then
also
wherever
learned
in
Last
wherever in
week,
the
they have different pin placements.
yes.
Did you
And
know
so
that?
they changed. Yes, they changed the pin placement every hole
Yeah.
as well.
I didn't realize that at first, which I thought was cool too. I thought the rotating just kind of did enough to change, and the undulating did enough to change how the pin played, but they can actually move it around, which is neat too.
Yeah, and it's cool because then, like you said, you're playing virtual golf, and when you get close enough to the green, that's when the light comes down. It shows you where your ball's at, like on the in the virtual course, and that then translate it to physical golf, and that's always been the complaint of people playing virtual golf has been the putting and the short game at the end, and so you're basically taking all the the fun stuff, the driving and the long shots into the simulator, and then the hard stuff you're doing in real life. So it forces you, I think, to be almost more accurate.
Oh yeah,
Than just if everything was on the simulator. Because normally, instead of putting, you'll hit at a flag, and if you're within
Yeah.
a certain distance of the flag, it'll give you a certain score based
Yep.
on how close you are to that flag. So that's a really cool way to do it. I mean, that's a really
is.
cool creative solution to that problem. And this all comes from the mind of Tiger Woods. And if Tiger knows something, it's golf, right? And
I was say because this is Tiger and Rory McIlroy behind it, and they have a crap load of investors too: Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala, Shaq, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, Lewis Hamilton, Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Josh Allen, Serena Williams, Justin Timberlake, Michael Rubin, CEO of Fanatics, and some of the. I didn't realize too that these teams have actual owners associated with them as well. Like
Yes.
Atlanta, who's playing tonight, is owned by Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons. Where you have the Fenway Sports Group owns Boston, Tigers in with Jupiter, Venus, Serena Williams, and the guy that founded Reddit own L.A. Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, own New York, and then Steph Curry and this is a guy that is part owner of the Bucks, owns the Bay Area one. So you have big names behind it too.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the some of the most positive feedback that has been said about this is the shot clock. I mean, I feel like we need to talk about the shot clock.
Yes, I forget.
As an aspect to the game, because the biggest complaint from non-golf people about golf is that it moves too slow.
Yep.
And so this sport, or this version of the sport, takes away the slowness of it, and it puts a time limit on the game, right? Much like the pitch clock did into the MLB a couple years ago.
Yes.
This now, you have 40 seconds to make your shot. You're thinking about it. You're talking about it with your team. You can make any adjustments. You got 40 seconds. The last 15 seconds of that 40, you hear the heartbeat echoing throughout the arena.
That part's crazy.
Which is just another
Thump, thump.
added challenge, to have that ringing throughout the TGL stadium. And it keeps it moving along. It keeps people interested, especially, today's day and age is so, hyper focused on short form content, and it's like attention span is not very long. So if you're sitting around too long, you're going to lose that viewership. But they do a really good job of keeping it moving along. I don't know if you feel the same way about that.
I would think so. Yeah. It's always 2-hour windows. A lot of these weeks have been 7 to 9 Eastern, where I'm watching. One thing I didn't realize when I started watching this, well, first of all, I just found out that this was something that was announced back in 2022, August of 2022. So that was before I even started golfing. This was getting cooked up, which was interesting. But this was done in conjunction with the PGA Tour. So I originally thought it was something that was like an off, like completely separate from it, like not quite like
Like
Live
Live
Golf.
Golf?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not a full tour like that. But this is in conjunction with PGA, with the PGA, because I was reading. Oh yeah, John Rahm was committed to the league, but shortly after he withdrew because he joined Live Golf.
Right.
So it's all the PGA Tour guys, which is really interesting. And like I really like one of the aspects I like about it too is that all the guys have microphones on them and earpieces, so you can do like live interviews during stuff. You can hear guys talk even like when they aren't being interviewed. You can just hear like the sounds of what they're saying and stuff or how they're reading putts, which I think is really interesting too.
Yeah, and it gives the commentators too an ability like never before to. I mean,
Yeah.
the only time I've seen it is like through some of those celebrity things where they're wearing the earpiece and the
Yeah.
commentators can talk right to them. But it essentially, I don't know if that's just an always open channel of communication or if they have to like hit a button or what. Because I mean,
Yeah, I'm not
sometimes they're
sure.
talking like right in the middle of the backswing, and so.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm guessing they would need to hit a button to pass them in. This is interesting, though. I just found rather the Wikipedia article talks about how they did this instead of hiring an analyst to accompany the play-by-play guy, which I didn't even think about. Like the players just kind of serve as their own analysts. Guy takes a
right.
shot, ask him about it, have him analyze it. No one knows it better than him, and if you can talk to them, you might as well.
Yeah, and I feel like golf is so like individualized, and it's not like any other sport because I feel like most other sports you couldn't do that,
Oh yeah,
where you couldn't like analyze like have someone make a play and then immediately analyze it as for fear that the other team will be listening to their strategy or whatever. But honestly, in golf, it doesn't really matter because it's just
this is this is kind of the first time that the downtime in golf is beneficial. Because you can use it for those interviews, especially when you start the first 9 holes are triples where guys are just hitting every 3 shots essentially, so you have time to
right.
talk to guys, and that's where it really comes in handy.
Yeah, I mean that is the other aspect too. Is like you said, the first 9 holes they all rotate who's doing what, and then the back 9 it goes hole by hole. So then
Yeah,
the one person will play the whole hole.
the whole
I
hole,
mean the whole hole. Yes.
the full enchilada.
I guess one thing we could talk about though is how we think the accuracy of these simulators are because
Yeah.
there was a clip that went viral. I don't know if that was last week or the week before where Tiger hit the ball and like way overflew the green and went right in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was a 20-yard difference from the green, and this is Tiger Woods we're talking about here. So
Yeah.
is he really going to overfly the green by 20 yards and put it in the water? I don't know if he does that in real life, kind of thing.
That is one thing I consistently see being talked about online is like, oh, I really like the production and it's fun to watch, but they need to calibrate the simulators. Like that's what everyone on the internet is saying. The sims aren't calibrated. I don't know. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they are. They probably think they are. I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely some moments like even like I was just watching tonight. There were 2 guys back to back that hit second shots, and they both put them they both sailed them like almost 10 yards past the pin, where they were on the off the backside of the green.
yeah.
Which
So I don't
who
know.
knows?
I don't know what that means. I don't know. I mean, obviously they're going to have top of the line simulator technology there.
Yeah,
But like, what does that mean then for simulator technology as a whole? Because if that's the top of the line and you're that far off,
yeah.
like, what do we think we're getting at the local,
Well,
golf course here?
I imagine
So,
there's some work that needs to be done with it as they figure out as they fine tune it, being on the larger screen and the distance and stuff.
I don't think that has anything to do with it though, because I mean, I'm sure they know as soon as that ball goes, as soon as
Yeah.
contact is made, where it's going to go, and that's
I
probably how
wonder-
that simulator is working. Instead of like, maybe
Yeah.
some of the ones at the golf courses are tracking the ball in the air.
I don't know if there's something that they would need to calibrate, like accommodating for how much the ball is flying in the air before it hits the screen, and then saying like, all right, the ball needs to start its flight on the screen here compared to earlier. Because in a real sim, you're seeing Like I don't know, maybe you would see more virtual ball flight when you're closer to the screen and you're now backed up, so there's less virtual ball flight you need to put into play. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
know
kind
if
of
that
thinking out
even
loud.
right. I don't know how much of a difference that would make.
Yeah, I don't know, but
It's still
my
cool
one,
though. I mean,
oh, it
I'm
is.
still gonna watch.
My one question, Logan, is there a team that you're cheering for right now?
I don't know. I haven't watched close enough to know really any
That's
of them.
fair.
I mean, the Tiger was cool to watch. I mean, he
Yep.
came out to Eye of the Tiger, which was the most phenomenal golf entrance that has ever existed on planet Earth. I can guarantee you that
Yeah, that was great.
right now.
Yes.
So that was cool. I don't know. I assume because you asked this question, you have a team that you're
I'm
in
kind
the
of
bag
between.
with, or what?
So like, I liked watching L.A. last week because I like Sahith Theegala because I think I don't know he's a younger guy and his girlfriend does TikToks about him on golf and I think they're very interesting to watch. It's behind the scenes look and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I was watching New York tonight. I'm like, well, New York makes a lot more sense to me because they're geographically closer to where I am compared to L.A. But I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so new though. Like
That's true.
just because
I also-
it's closer doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
Like, Detroit's a lot closer to me than San Jose, but San Jose is my second favorite hockey team.
Well, some
And I
people are
can't
just
stand Detroit,
you know.
so
Yeah. I don't know. I also have a slight upper hand to New York because I think their team branding is a lot better compared to LA. LA is just black and white with a basic logo, and like New York has like a little bird on it, which I think is fun. But
it's bird for basement birds. We should look into
Basement birds.
sponsoring that team. Get the basement bird on there.
I feel like our funding would come up a little bit short compared to what they're looking for. But I will say the bird is cool, but it doesn't beat that frog logo that the Boston team has. That thing's sick.
Yeah,
How it has like the
No,
golf
I
ball
like that.
dimples on it. That thing's fantastic.
I
But
like
anyway,
it.
I digress.
If you haven't seen TGL, go check it out. It's live every week on ESPN, I believe.
Yes, I would say it's live
Right?
right now, but not when this episode will be coming out.
No, but you can watch
It is-
clips on YouTube. They post
Yeah.
highlights, like the highlights after the round is completed. They'll give you the highlights on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing in 15 minutes.
Yep, the condensed version.
Yeah, the condensed version. So,
Yep.
but we got to get to odd news here before
do.
we break. And so
what
we're
are we
going
gonna break?
back to the old reliable, Reed. We're going back to the world records being broken by
Yep.
people.
Yes,
Odd world records being broken, and I tell you what,
a staple of this show.
this one is just insane.
Yeah,
There was a Swedish duo recently
I knew it was going to be this one.
this Swedish duo recently who breaks the record for longest table tennis rally. You want to take a guess on how long that rally is?
I have it pulled up, so I won't guess, but I could say 13
Whoa.
hours, 36 minutes, and 36 seconds.
Well, it was 13 hours, 37 minutes, and 6 seconds, so you weren't even close.
Oh, I read the current record. I burned
You-
myself there. That's hilarious.
Yep. So this is Swedish table tennis enthusiast Emil Olsen and Fredrik Nilsson, known as the Spin Duo. Are you kidding me? They have a team name. That's actually a great name for a ping pong duo.
Oh, they're a YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
They only have 1.37K subscribers. Maybe they aren't a YouTube
well,
channel.
go check out Spin Duel on YouTube.
Yeah.
The Spin Duo. I'm sorry. They've set the new record for longest table tennis rally, lasting 13 hours, 37 minutes, and 6 seconds. This marathon match occurred on July 20th, 2024, at Slice Malmo, a ping pong bar
Malmo, Sweden. Yes.
in Malmo, Sweden. I love it so much.
If you're a fan of minor league baseball, that will be relevant to you.
I'm not.
As of
so I
last
don't
year. Yeah, that's okay. You don't
know
get
what
it,
you're
but
talking about. Over 4 months of intense physical and mental training paid off. They make this sound like they're running upstairs, turning a big crank or something, but they're playing ping pong here. But this 4 months of intense mental and physical training paid off as the duo lobbed the ball back and forth without a single break. And they were cheered on by friends and family who celebrated with champagne at the finish. I mean, what better way to celebrate a world record than with champagne? I mean, come on now.
yeah, absolutely.
So even as they multitasked, they were able to complete this record. So they had to eat while
Yeah,
keeping the
how
ball
does
in
that
play.
work?
Technical support monitored the rally, which had to be continuous with no breaks or pauses. So they surpassed the previous record that was held by two players from the UK since June. That was when that most recent record was broken. So,
This
in
is
March, a
crazy.
table tennis club in Northern Ireland completed for a Guinness World Record for most consecutive opponents in table tennis rally. I don't know what that has to do with the
Yeah, I
rest
would
of the
say
story.
that's very.
That is just included in the
That's
article for
not
some reason.
relevant. Yeah.
But
Wow.
I'm an avid table tennis enthusiast, as you can
Yes.
tell from the ping pong table directly over my left shoulder.
Is that what
But
that is?
well, you got
I know.
you got
I know.
some lessons when you were staying
Yeah.
with me,
Yeah.
how to ping the pong, if you were,
Yeah,
as it were.
how to pong
So,
the ping, yeah. You
Yeah,
ping
oh,
the
yeah.
pong, I pong the ping.
something like that. I don't
Tomato,
know
tomato.
what that even means, but okay, sure.
Oh, gosh. Well, mine is also ping pong related, and this takes us back to our good old friend David Rush, a name that
David Rush.
may have mentioned his name more on this show than our names.
I think we have.
He's
Can we get David Rush as a guest on our podcast, please?
So he put his juggling skills to the test to break the record for the fastest time to make 10 alternating hits of a table tennis ball on bottle caps. I didn't read what this whole story was before I read this off, and I need to watch this video just so I fully comprehend how this works.
I don't know what.
Whoa. You got to watch this video. This is very interesting.
No, I'm watching the video. So,
So
to
he
provide
bounces
some
it on
play-by-play here,
And then back and
he's
forth.
holding both of two full water bottles in one in each hand, and he's bouncing the ping pong ball vigorously back and forth
Yeah.
between the two.
This is
while
like,
he's flanked by a Guinness World Records adjudicator.
This is like juggling a soccer ball, but instead of a soccer ball, it's a ping pong ball, and instead of your feet, it is water bottle caps.
It looks like it requires the utmost focus. This man is more focused on this than I've ever been focused on anything in my entire life. This guy.
This is of course the guy who has the most concurrent world records. He did this at Guinness's headquarters in London, hence the big logo behind him. He thought it would be easy, but this was a roadblock that he found. Bottle caps that were large enough to hit the balls, but small enough to conform to Guinness's standards. Oh my gosh, and listen to this. The previous record was 4.18 seconds. He cut that in half. The new record is 2.09.
Wow.
That man demolished it.
I mean, I guess they almost look like orange juice bottles. Now that you say that, the cap,
They kind of do,
I'd say
yeah.
it's probably about the size of a silver dollar instead of the regular water bottle cap.
Yeah.
I'd say about silver dollar size.
Yeah, wow.
A little bit bigger than a ping pong ball. So
Yeah, okay. Wow. Well,
dude, we
that
should just
wasn't-
attempt to break that right now. I was going to say I've got plenty of ping pong balls back there.
Oh,
I'll
gosh.
bust the record wide open here.
There you
Love
go.
it.
There you go. You know what else I love, Logan? Our social media
Segues?
that you should
Yeah.
plug this week. Haha.
Segues into the social media.
Segue.
We're on all sorts of social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. With episodes being posted to Spotify and YouTube at Basement Birds, and
Yep.
that's the same on TikTok and Instagram as well. That's where the clips get posted. We've been posting way more clips.
Yeah.
Which is a ton of fun. They're getting posted on YouTube as well. So we've got all sorts of social content for you to consume. Even in the 12-hour absence this past weekend of TikTok, which I know what you're thinking, Reed.
Yeah,
How will I go on?
Yeah.
But don't worry, Basement Birds is on everything that there is to be on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you can get to all of your content from the basement on all of the platforms that we just mentioned.
I also just like to say, too, you can never give me a hard time about a rough social plug after that.
That was beautiful, my friend.
That makes mine look like poetry.
Something like that. I don't know what to tell you, man. A lot of
Oh,
practice. You've been doing it too long. You're
There
so
you
good
go.
at it. I think we should just stick with you doing it. I don't know.
Good one. Good one.
But
Oh,
it was
man.
fun. I like
Yeah.
it. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Go play some ping pong. That's what I think I'm going to do right
Play
now.
some
I'll
ping
play
pong,
with
watch
myself.
some golf, you know?
Yeah. Take
Yeah.
a chill pill. All
Yeah.
right. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.